So for the past 2 weeks, I have had back-to-back pitches, and it has infringed on my novel writing. But I just wanted to take you along the journey because this is what it's like to be a professional writer, novelist, TV writer. Hi, my name is Vanessa, and I am a TV writer and novelist. I've written for shows like How to Get Away with Murder, I've written for The Sandman, Fate the Winx Saga, and I've developed anime. So I'm on the road to writing a novel in 2 years. It's a literary horror novel. And the issue with it is I am also a professional writer on the side. So I'm just writing all the fucking time. I be tired of shit. So as a TV writer right now, TV is in shambles. Hollywood is in shambles. We all know this. So I'm trying to sell a show right now. I'm trying to sell a psychological thriller. And I got a bunch of pitches. And so for the past 2 weeks, I have been pitching, and it is my worst nightmare. Let's just say I've had highs and lows all week, and I wanted to just demonstrate what that looks like IRL. I recorded a bunch of the pitches. I'm not gonna be able to necessarily put it on screen. Like, I'll put as much as I can, but like, I'm gonna try not to like get in trouble with it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try to show you a little something. I'm gonna try to show you like what the pitches look like and like what it looks like. Luckily, I don't have to do it IRL. We do it on Zoom now. Thank God. This is just an example of, hey, sometimes we have to put the novels down and do our real job. I'm a part of this program, and I'm supposed to be actually submitting a manuscript in like 6 months. Even though you have your own deadlines sometimes life and work gets in the way. So this is what it's like. I hope it's enjoyable and educational for you to see a professional writer pitching a show and getting shot out of the sky. We are T minus 20 minutes to a pitch. And this is a partnership pitch. This is basically when you go to a bunch of production companies, and these production companies are linked to different studios. So you might meet with Black Cat Production Company because they have a relationship or they have an overall deal with like Netflix or Paramount or whatever. And so you meet with these people so they can partner with you, so then they can say, oh, we have this thing, let's go to Netflix and pitch this thing with Netflix. So that's basically what I'm about to do. All I can say is you just practice, practice, practice. And it really sucks to practice. And it's really humiliating to practice in front of friends. And you want to throw yourself off of a cliff. And I always do. But that's the only way to feel comfortable. I do not memorize well. So I talk and talk and talk, and I say it as much as possible. And then when the pitch time comes, I literally have it so I can read it, but I'm also kind of not reading it because I've read it so many times. And the not reading it part is what makes it feel loose. About to go into it. This is a very simple look because I sweat a whole lot. And also, I try hard to not be too distracting. So you can look however you want to look for your pitch, but I would say whatever you feel absolutely comfortable in. You do not want to be experimenting before a pitch. You don't, and I'm sorry, maybe someone else would say you do, but I feel like you're already kind of yapping. It's already like, these people hate me. Or they're just staring blankly at me. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to look like you kind of are uncomfortable. You want to be confident. So I would say a pitch is definitely not the time to experiment with looks. These people are investing millions of dollars into your idea if they like it, and it would sell for million not sell for $1,000,000, but it'll be made for millions of dollars at a studio. So what I've had to learn is swallow my pride when it comes to pitching things that I want exactly, and kind of shaping it to the market a little bit. I don't change everything, and I don't go down the middle, which is what everyone's asking for. But I'm hopefully shaping a show that is still totally me, but also sellable. I have two monitors. If you don't, it's whatever. I basically put them over on the monitor over here, so I cannot look at them. I actually start with them on the side over here, so when I start pitching, it just looks like I'm just looking at them. But they're over there, and I'm looking at the document. But you just don't want to feel like you're reading. I think they know that you're reading, but they don't want to feel like it's like. And then Marcus goes to the store. The hardest part about the pitch is the first 5 seconds for me. The first 3 minutes. No, the first like minute. You're just talking. You're just talking for 20 minutes, and you're selling. And, depending on if you're confident in that or not, it could be the worst thing ever. For me, it's the worst thing ever, even though I feel like I can give off that I'm feeling very confident. But anyway, I'm talking for 20 minutes. It'll be fine. Hi. Good. How are you? Like a lot of people are also leaving LA and they're going to New York. I feel like every few years there's this switch. And so I have a lot of people who are going to New York and I'm like, okay, I'll give you 5 years. Yeah, I mean, I can pretty much jump in. We haven't crossed paths recently, but I'm pretty much in this land of developing and here I am. So I can just jump in and then we can talk later if you like. Okay, so some personal context for the show. I actually, so there's a show about a cult, and I fell into this like goth club cult, and that's the context. So in 2018, I was at Starbucks, and this random barista was like, "You look cool. Come to this secret goth club." And because like I do things for the plot, I went in 1 hour psychological thriller series, and we're thinking like Hulu's The Path, and then that meets FX's. And so our him is the protagonist. This is Gabriel Hartley. So Gabriel Hartley is the former, and so it's going really, really well. And then everything goes black for Gabriel. At the midpoint of the pilot, Gabriel approaches James secretly. He's like, let's talk. I know that this is all bullshit. You are right. Okay, I get into the zone. Okay, so the top of season one. Uh, so the top of season one, Gabriel. And so with follower, we're just kind of exploring a couple questions. One, why do we stay after we know better? We have, and I think this is a common trope for cults, but I don't think it's a problem. It's the idea that, yes, cults present a huge issue, but right now, particularly in society, people are kind of desperate to. Bye. That one probably is not gonna hit. She was basically like, there's already a lot of cult shows, so like what makes yours different? And I feel like I didn't have a strong response because it's like, well, you can only really give so many different variations of a cult show. It's not gonna be for everybody at all. So I brushed that one off, and then we'll come back at 2:30 to do the second one. But these things don't last that long. They're like 30 minutes, which is great. Yeah. Am I disappointed? No, I'm not disappointed. I feel more like, oh my God, I hope they don't think badly of me. It's more like a how will this affect future relationships? So now I'm like, I have to do work and eat. I'm on the Celsius, and so that gives me a rocket ship boost. I also feel like I need to shake it off. So after every pitch, I usually go for like a small walk. It's pretty hot though, so we'll see. But you got to shake it off for the next one. We're preparing for pitch number two today. It's 2:15. It's at 2:30. Not gonna lie. So this is my first day. This is my first time ever doing two pitches in one day, and this is also going to be like this is what it's going to be for the rest of the pitching season, basically. Um, Not a huge fan. I think I was testing out if I'd rather pitch one every day or if I would batch them and group them and so I can have like days off. I'm not a big fan because for me personally, I get a high when I'm pitching and then I come crashing down. And then I have to now rebuild myself back up because I need to come with the same energy that I came with in I almost said episode one, pitch number one. But I'm doing more deeper research on like who am I pitching to? Like what is the best way to what are the best things to emphasize in this pitch? Like I said, during the last pitch, that production company was associated with Netflix. And so I kind of tried to highlight words like shocking and like, twists. This one is more indie. So I feel like I did a pitch that is strong enough to capture everybody. But after the first pitch where I got the why is this different question after I've just pitched you 30 minutes of a show that is different from other shows, I do have to realize that everyone is different, and I do have to kind of understand that, like, well, if she's selling to Netflix, I'm sure I can search on Netflix right now and find 20,000 cult shows. You know what I mean? So that's a valid question for a buyer like that. Um, yeah, of course, with fucking 8 minutes, the fucking shit starts. That always, like, when I tell you, it's like it's performative gardening, and it's not the gardener's fault. It's the neighborhood's fault. 30, I'm talking for 20 minutes. It'll be fine. Okay. We just finished the last pitch of the day. We finished. It went well. He asked some kind of difficult questions, but nothing that we weren't kind of prepared for already. Things are really easy when it's grounded in some kind of like reality, or like you're very grounded in why and what you're telling. But that is, if you're, this is why you watch a lot of stuff. That's why you engage with a lot of stuff. So when you need to bullshit something, you could be like, boom. Okay, so today we had two. One got pushed. No, it's great because I don't want to pitch at 4 o'clock. Like, that is so bad. Today, I don't think I'll be able to work on the novel. Well, I'll try to get like, I'm gonna try to do like a 15 to 30 minute sprint. Now it's more like the dread of having to yap for 20 minutes straight. Like, oh my God. And I can yap to myself. But yapping for 20 minutes straight to another person is like the cringiest thing ever, because you're just like, how do you feel? So I'm always like, if you have anything to say, please jump in. And they never have anything to say and they never jump in. So just because you are pitching to a bunch of shows or a bunch of like production companies doesn't mean that it can go, because the next step would be, after that, the next step would be pitching to a like big studio. And I've done that before. Like, the last place I pitched to was Paramount, and that was horrifyingly scary, but we made it through. Oh gosh, it just takes so long. Back in the day, you would have to pitch IRL, and some writers prefer that. I don't. Because one thing I don't want to do is stand in front. Like, imagine, like, before COVID, people would have to do what I'm doing. They would have to go in and stand in front of the people. Imagine, hi, I'm Vanessa, and it's Shark Tank. It's Shark Tank. And I wouldn't make it on Shark Tank. I don't want to do Shark Tank. So I feel like, thank goodness for Zoom. Because, oh my gosh. All right, bye. It's moments like this in the creative field where I'm just like, what am I doing? You are a clown. You're a clown. And I think every creative has to remember that, unfortunately, getting art made on a larger scale in these institutions, there are a lot of barriers. If it were easy, everyone would do it. So, because there's a lot of money put into it. And it's just like gatekeeping and shit. Like, the creative is fine. Like, the questions that I've gotten at the end of these pitches are not indicative of the creative being a problem. The thing that will be a problem is things that we can't control. Like, they go back to their bosses, and their bosses is like, eh. They go to the studio and they're like, hey, we have this thing, and the studio's like, don't want cult show. I don't want that. Don't like that. So there's like so many gatekeepers. We were just talking about caffeine sensitivity, and so that's his thing. Yeah, although I realize, like, I'm too sensitive, so when people's country loses and they're like crying, I'm like, I can't take it. I can't. So if I very much get in the zone. So if you have any questions, please just cut me off. Initiation is where I'm like, ooh, this is kind of culty. There was a secret ritual, and they had like a knife, and then they painted symbols on my face. So I get it. And that is pretty much the inspiration for, because Gabriel began preaching that you guys have real powers. Like at the midpoint of the pilot, Gabriel approaches James. He's like, "Let's talk." It's 11:50. Then later it's 11:59, and he's sure that he's missed the window. And here's my cat. That's Gigi. And then season two and season three quickly, and that is Follower. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. This is like me toned down a little bit. It went well, but I'm really tired today. So I would love to work with this company. Like I would love to work with this company. So we shall see. We have made it to the weekend, y'all. It's Friday and we have one more pitch to do, and it is in 8 minutes. Feelings. I don't feel nervous at all. I feel tired. Yeah, this is my sixth one this week, and one got moved, or two got moved. So I'm grateful that today is just a one and done. We've learned this week that we don't like two a days at all, unless it's going to be like one after the other, but we do not like two a days at all. It's going to be for your show, but I will give it 100%. Well, I'll give it 95% because the other 5% is still in bed. I'm gonna have to disassociate for this one, y'all. Like, and sorry, I'm just checking myself out in the camera. I don't have my fucking powder, and I don't feel like getting up to go get it. So you're just gonna have to take what you get. The fuck? Wait, why isn't my camera working? It's good to have my it- They asked a lot of fucking questions, man. But I'm gonna take it as healthy curiosity. I need to lay down. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. My head hurts. This was a power week. Next week, so we did next week I think we have four. Yeah, and then that's it. Me too.
Oh no, this is hers and this is hers.
Hmm. Okay. Today's a big one, y'all. I wish I could say who this person yeah. I wish I could say who this person is. I really wish I could tell you, but I feel like that's unprofessional. So I'm not going to. But it's a big person. I'm really nervous actually. Sorry for the hair switch, but I'm really nervous. I need to do some thinking before. I didn't have a pitch yesterday, and so I haven't had a pitch in 2 days. And I had the weekend. So I'm super scared that I'm gonna be rusty. You know what I mean? Like, what if I'm rusty? Um, or like, like when you get in the groove and like, yeah, you're nervous, but it's not a big deal. This feels like a big deal again because I had time off and I'm like, what if I fuck this up? And with the caveat that this person produced some big shows. This person helped get some big shows. The people that have pitched to this person, there's some serious shit. So I'm like, what is she gonna think of my pitch? And like, what is she gonna think of me? And can this be an opportunity? So I'm just super nervous. I'm gonna finish my hair. I have like 40 minutes. I'm gonna finish my hair. I'm gonna do some research because yeah, I don't know about this one, y'all. Like, I don't know. Should I have practiced yesterday? I haven't said it. I haven't said the thing in several days. 4 days. Um yeah, I'm feeling the nerves. I'm feeling the nerves and I fucking hate feeling nerves, but we just have to get through 20 minutes. It's just 20 minutes and then we're good. Okay, it's happening. It's happening. All right, I'm not going to disassociate. I felt myself about to like, anyway, let's zone out. No, we have to be locked in to this one. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. All in all, this was a really, and I'm not going to say fucking fun because this shit, to me, is not fucking fun. But this was a really powerful and intense couple of weeks. I'm really glad that I got practice no matter what happens. This is just a part of the career. So if you can't pitch yourself, it's not gonna fucking work. And it's not gonna just be in TV. I'm gonna have to pitch the novel, myself as an author, all this shit. So even though it's kind of hard and it's not my favorite, this is a skill that we as writers unfortunately have to learn. So it doesn't hurt to practice, and hopefully something good comes out of it. So that's the end of this video. I am waiting to hear back. We haven't gotten any no's yet. Literally, this last pitch, I am recording from the last pitch. So if you're like, damn, bitch, you wear the same shit. I literally stepped off of that and I'm doing this. So not too much on me. We haven't gotten any no's yet. And that's really, really good because they will know you in a hot fucking second. So we haven't gotten any no's yet. I will let you know. Because you came along with me, I will privilege you the information of letting you know if I got a yes or a no. I will put myself on the line, crucify myself, and let you know my failures or my successes in this. But I am back to writing on the novel. I wrote some yesterday. We'll kind of come back to it. I have some more pitches, but things have kind of quieted down, thank God. And again, the lesson in all this is sometimes life happens when we're novel writing. Sometimes our schedule, the universe laughs at it and doesn't give a fuck. Sometimes real responsibilities get in the way of actually writing, and that's okay. I did feel a little guilty. I was like, fuck, like, bro, like, I gotta, what the fuck? I can't, but I couldn't do both. Like, I couldn't do both. And that's okay, and I'm not gonna crucify myself for it. All I can say is, like, we have to also survive so we can be novelists. I did a whole video. I don't believe that we have to be starving artists shaking the pail and like writing by candlelight. I think in capitalism, it could be a matter of life and death that we are able to support ourselves. So being able to support yourself, I think, comes first, and then that helps the craft. Sorry, phone died, so I have to figure out what I was saying, but long story, so I look different, my bad. Long story short, I was just saying that, like, so in between like being in it as far as work, I made sure that I had some fun. I got some input, and it's important because when you come out of this, you want to make sure you're inputting, because when you come out of this, you'll have to output again. And so when you're putting things on pause to do work or sick or like whatever, you have to be inputting at the same time, because you know when you come back, you have to be outputting. So even though you're like, oh, I'm tired, I can't do it, you don't have a choice. You don't have a fucking choice, because when you come out of this shit, like, if you were just like fucking scrolling and like, and I know it's like, oh, but I'm tired. I know, trust me. I'm not saying you have to do a whole lot of it, but you got to do a little bit of it. And I guarantee there's little pockets of like, oh, let me look at this piece of art online. Like we gotta help me help you. And so it's important to like make sure you're getting a little bit of input on things that inspire you. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a museum of human bones like me, but just a little bit that's inspiring you, even through the hard times, like as much as you can, even if it's like a little tiny bit. So when you output, you got it. Like you got a little something. You got a kernel of something. So that's what I was doing as much as I could, which was not a lot. I'm not sitting here being like, and I read no. So anyway, we do what we can. We're trying to make good conscious art. We're doing what we can. Like, capitalism will fucking get you at every turn. We gotta do what we gotta do sometimes, but that doesn't mean we can't control how much we protect our novel thinking selves or our art thinking selves. We still have to protect those parts of us. So anyway, I really hope this was helpful. Now we wait. I will let you know whether I got it or not. You deserve that conclusion. But that's the problem with like a lot of creative stuff. There's no conclusion right away. You just put out, and now I'm waiting. And I could be waiting for a no, or I could be waiting for a, we're gonna make your show. Not that quite yet, but like now I wait. So it is what it is, bro. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will be back writing for next week. And yeah, we'll see. If I'm shot out of the sky, that's showbiz. It's all just showbiz. All right. Bye.